So my name is Syed Najaf. I'm doing my mass comm major in FCCU, and I'm a professional maker. By my profession, I'm a makeup artist, and I'm 20 years old. And today we have Tazeen Bokhari with ourselves. Could you please introduce a bit about yourself?
Hi Najaf, thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure.
Um, I have joined FCU like more than a year ago.
Okay.
Um, I'm a double major. In one major is in English language and literature, and the other one is English literature with cultural histories as a core from Kingston,
Oh,
England. I have been living and working in England for 13 years, like 12, 13 years before moving back to Pakistan.
okay.
And I had been teaching at all levels, secondary, high secondary, pre-university, university level, for I think 21 years it has
Oh,
been. So there is an extensive work experience, as well as I have worked in different setups as well. So both nationally and internationally, but there is more of the international experience that I have brought back to
okay.
FCU.
Okay. What made you join FCCU?
Well, the most important thing is that it is a very convenient working place, and I'm comfortable with using the word convenient
Okay.
because I feel more respected and I feel more honored, and I feel like coming here every day and working for the betterment of an institution.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, and the most important aspect that I found at FC is that the work environment, it is very welcoming, and it accepts all sorts of different people. Yes.
So, are you satisfied with your professional status and are you enjoying it?
Well, professional status. I don't. I don't know what you mean by that, but yes, I am enjoying what I do, as long as I'm doing it to my full capacity.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So before we delve into more questions, I will first like to introduce a bit about the topic. So the topic we will be asking questions are impact of family support system on the lives of female professionals in Pakistan.
Okay.
So let's first start with our first questions. So what were your childhood dreams were?
Well, I always wanted to be, because my parents, they were scholars, and my father, he had
Okay.
a huge impact on me. I never thought other than becoming a teacher or a professor, because he was a professor. So maybe that is how I looked up to him.
Mm-hmm.
But then, as I grew up after my teenagers and all those different phases of youth, it was very clear that I always wanted to be a teacher and go into academia.
Okay.
So,
So how do you define success in your professional life?
well, success is, every morning you wake up with the same passion
Mm-hmm.
that you want to do. You are making a difference, not only in your life but in the life of other people with whom you are encountering. I think that is the level of success, and it brings contention as well.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you do, wholeheartedly, it does bear result, and that is
Yes.
successful.
Yes, that's nice. So how have your educational experiences shaped your profession?
Well, they have done strongly. Education does play a vital role,
Yeah.
as long as you take it more, otherwise, as long as you are taking it in a non-materialistic sense. So whatever you are learning, whether you are in a training session, right, whatever you gain from there, whether you are in a learning environment at a degree level or at a higher level or in a research program, whatever you are learning out of there, it does shape you up. Then it more education, it becomes more phenomenal, more pronounced when it combines with your experience and your training.
Yes.
So this is how it is. It shapes you up. There is no doubt about it. I mean, people do question education. They do
Yes.
question the education system, but I don't think so. We should ever let go of
Yes.
the importance of education.
Yes, that's right. And what were the obstacles that you faced in this whole professional journey? Were there any, and would you like to share any of it?
Well, there have been several.
Mm-hmm.
Every person has it.
Yes.
It's just that how you come out of your experiences. The most important thing is that, you know, you're in a professional life, um, since I think it's more to do with the women, right?
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
So yes, so women, they do face a lot of problems. I'm trying to acknowledge the you know, the problems at a, I think at a very mature level now, since I've gone through quite a lot, maybe because of that. But anyways, this women, they do, it's like, you know, women, they need more support, not only emotional but as well as psychological support, and from those around them in a professional sector. And by that I mean, you know, maybe their boss, their group lead, their team lead, they definitely need support from there.
Yes.
And they can work well, idealistically they can work well when there are no qualms about any status hierarchy or any snobbery.
Yes. So, what kind of general stereotypes do you think women have to face in general, like the working professional women?
Professional women, if
Like generally, we're
stereotypically,
talking about generally.
generally, if you will be very general, I mean, if it is a female boss that you have to face, I wish I could confidently say that I have seen somebody who with a perfect balanced outlook on life and outlook on things. But I think yes, there are examples, but I don't see, like, within our context of Pakistan. I haven't come across 100% example, but yes, there are women. I mean, living abroad, working under
Yes.
female leadership. I mean, my boss, she was pretty strict. She was not even strict, she was way strict.
Oh.
But the more she threw at me, the more I grew. And now, years now, looking back, from that time onwards, I hats off to her, because she developed me as a professional person. And coming from, again, the Pakistani context, where, you know, women, they are not supposed to work, they are given a very sheltered, protected domestic environment.
Yes.
In major of the cases, it was very difficult to survive. But now when I look back, if that wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't have shaped up. So yes, it all depends on how you are trained. So at whatever the position the bosses are,
Yes.
they need to do well with their
Yes. As you
supervisors.
shared that you have international experience as well.
Yeah.
So, do you really think that international, the type of general stereotypes for the women's out of Pakistan are different than the women's available in Pakistan?
Big time. Big time. Because women over here, they don't have any right. They don't have a voice. They
Yes.
can't say.
Yes.
They can't be honest. But outside, yes, there are laws. There are proper, people are reprimanded. If they're at a position, they are reprimanded for it. And it's you're not pleasing a certain hierarchical order, but rather you are just doing your work.
Yes.
And that is where the spirit comes in. I mean, when you are walking in every day, in and out, just for working, that's a different thing. When you're working in and out just to please people, that's a different. So the results, then they definitely, they're
Yes.
drastically different.
And you have such a great experience. So, do you have any advice for such women?
Such women, they just need to hold on to it. They just need to hold on to, they need to learn, they need to rather take whatever criticism comes to them, they should take it positively. And because you see, ultimately we have to grow, we need to grow.
Yes.
So yes,
Yes.
if we look into our mistakes, we can always find lots of room for improvement.
Yes. And do you really think that because of these stereotypes or the obstacles, it affect their mental health in general?
Yes, definitely, it
And
does.
how they can cope with them?
First thing is, the most important bit is you need to understand your own capacity before you seek out help. Because taking help at a level where you have taken that acceptance, that is the second step.
Yes.
The most important bit is you need to identify that, okay, this is stressing me out and I need to talk about it. Talk about it to your most important people. Clear out your thoughts.
Yes.
What are the things that maybe there are shortcomings within you that need to be addressed? Right? As I told you, criticism needs to be taken positively.
positively.
And once those are addressed, then the second, even it does not help you heal yourself, then the second step is going for a counseling or a professional help. And there is lots of professional help. I'm quite glad in Pakistan, people, they have started like slightly understanding. I mean, 2-3% interest is there in the well-being of women, women's psychological health,
Yes.
at different levels.
I think that women are now much stronger than we look back in the time, because if you see now, women have much more confident, and they are coming in the front place, competing with
Women,
the
they
men.
they do have confidence. There is no doubt about it. I mean, with social media filtering into the country, and remember, it's a third world developing country, there are all sorts. Women are, they have been really confident. But the thing is, are they moving or are they taking the right direction?
Yes, that's really
So,
important.
if the root is trying to be, if there are dark corners, they need to be addressed. Again, I tell you, because women are creators. Naturally, they create. That is how it is. And naturally, they are strong, right? If by nature they are giving birth, they go through all challenges of childbirth, which is a very simple, natural phenomena.
Yes.
Not sorry, simple. It's a challenging phenomena. If they do, that means that they have more strength, they have more spine than the opposite gender. But then they need each other to to balance out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So yes, they do face challenges, and there should be a lot that needs to be done. I don't think so that when women have women are totally understanding their role of creativity and innovation.
And if someone is married and that person is working as well, do you think that the support from the in-laws is rather different than the support from our own family regarding one's professional journey?
Support is a support. I mean, I don't. Okay, Najaf. I'm trying to understand what you mean by support. Support if you are talking about emotional support, again, simply, I will ask, I will try to question that if a woman, working woman, she's taking support from the in-laws regarding her kids or the household, or from her own parents, in a Pakistani context regarding the kids and the household. At some point, if they are pressurizing her or they are throwing it on her face, right, then what sort of an emotional support is that, where you are ending up in a psychological trauma?
That's true.
Right? So if you keep on, if the support is going to come and rub on your face, I think women, they need to come out and you need to face more challenges, and they need to be prepared for it.
Yes.
That if, you need to be the maker of your own fate rather than depending. But if the emotional support is there and it is the right people, then why not? Yes, they should. They do need. Women can go a long way if with the right positive environment.
Like if a woman is doing a full-time job, and after the marriage, the in-laws don't allow her to do that job because of the more responsibilities. They have to manage the kitchen and food and everything else. So in that context, I'm saying that, in-laws might be okay of her doing the job, but inside they are not that satisfied.
They're not that satisfied.
So that woman has to take care of them as well.
We have lots of ladies around who are working. These are the challenges they are facing. Again, first thing, Islamically, a man is supposed to support.
That's true.
If male member is unable to provide sufficient support, again, Islamically, right, because the context is, it's the Islamic Republic. So a woman, she needs to, I think, go by the means what he's providing. So when he doesn't and she wants to, right, she's going out taking the challenge, then she must understand that it is a long way to go. So she must be in the frame of mind that even if she doesn't get no support, she's all prepared for it.
What do you enjoy most about your work, and what's keep you passionate?
Well, I keep on telling my students, I mean, the academic criteria over here, it's more goal oriented, and with all the learning objectives and outcomes, it's a lot of stress. if you take it like you take stress. Yes, it is a lot of stress and it is quite stressful. But I have kept it, since I've joined FCU in the last 1 year or so, I've kept it in a very simple way, because students are different according to the context, the context that has shaped them. So there are different challenges that I face within the learning environment that I establish in class. The thing that keeps me going from point A to point B, a student's journey, right? It helps me identify my own strengths as well, if they have moved.
Okay.
You know, at the beginning of the semester, what they are, in the mid where they are, and where at the final where they become. This is very important, right? I cannot, even if a student has given me 5 assignments and he hasn't given me 7, it's all right. This is what I keep on telling me. That doesn't mean that I'm encouraging them not to work, but it depends, because kids are not focused. So for me, it's very important that every step that they take, they need to be appreciated and they need to be acknowledged.
And what advice you would like to give to someone who is trying to become a teacher like you? You have such a great experience. So what advice you would like to give to someone who is becoming a teacher?
I mean, yes, we do have the pay scale, because it's a patriarchal setup, etc. Sometimes, yes, the pay scale, etc., that isn't there and it's not very encouraging, but they must understand the role that they are playing. And this is how the roles, even the missionaries, the nuns, they played during all these colonial years. They were the ones who lifted the communities, right? And likewise, we have a very, I think it's a very religiously sacred role that teachers are playing. So that is one spirit that keeps you going, that you are lifting, or you are preaching them something. Okay. So if I, like, this is what I keep on telling myself, and this is what makes me going, because it is a fundamentally important role. From your civilization, history is full of it. If you are not going to educate, if you're not going to get literate, I mean, you will be a part of a gray history. So
yes. Next question for you is, how does social support influence the job satisfaction of female workers compared to male workers?
How does social
support influence the job satisfaction?
Social support influence the job satisfaction. Job satisfaction is a different,
like we know,
aspect.
for the females, they have to face some problems
Yeah.
when it comes to the jobs.
You know, I have observed this. Now, you know, I'm going out of academia in a non-academic environment. For example, in the business areas, the shops, the malls where we go, or international chains where girls are working behind the corner, females are working behind the corner. The way so social support, the way a customer speaks to a woman, it's very degrading. It's very disrespectful.
That's true.
And even within the colleagues, the way the colleagues they speak to one another, it's like God knows what is that.
Yes.
So it's we need to understand that in a working environment, we need each other's support through kind words and through efficiency. If that has not been done, I mean, there is a slack somewhere. So yeah, I hope it.
And how do you think the support you got from your family help you in maintain your work and mental health?
In all aspects. In all aspects.
Okay.
I don't know.
Like, have you received any advice from your family that helped you in your career?
Definitely. Oh, loads of time. Loads of time. When I was like, I was jobless.
Okay.
And of course, because I was working and I was studying and I was, you know, everything I was doing on my own abroad. So totally jobless. The one I was working in a convenience shop.
Okay.
And my father, he called me. He said that, okay, where are you working? And I tried to escape from, because, you know, even no matter how many years you live abroad and you become ABCD with parents, you're always kid. So I said that, okay, this is, I'm working. I tried to skip that question. But he was adamant that, tell me, what are you working? So I told him, well, I'm working at a till, and I have to sell products to customers. He was really upset. He goes that if you need money, I will send you. I send you to get education. And I said, well, I'm working. but that was again an age, like his Asian like frame of where he couldn't see his daughter out there in the public and whatever. But that's a different attitude. But one thing he told me, that if you leave it right now, and I tell you, you leave this job today, and I tell you, you are not going to die. You won't die of hunger. You will be fine, and go and find a job in academics, right? So I quitted the job that same day. I'd never collected my paycheck. They're so good, they send it in the account. And within 1 week, I got a job in a college.
Okay, that's great.
So, yeah.
I also told you that I'm a professional makeup artist. So I also faced the same thing like you said. Like I said, okay, makeup is art, I want to do it. And they were like, no, my father was like, no, you're not doing it any case. So I think awareness do matter as well. Like in your case, it was a different thing. In my case, it's a different thing. I know makeup, how to do makeup. I think it's an art. Everyone should do
But
it.
it's an artistic thing.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It is. You are an artist.
But
So I don't think so that anything can
but we
stop
know
you.
because of this Pakistan's social attitudes, our family has some different kind of minds related to some work, like, as I said, make as a makeup artist. Because when you heard makeup artist title generally, you think, okay, there are other terms, and parents are not comfortable of their child using such attitudes and coming into such profession. So yeah, it was a tough job for me as well, and I have to convince them and stuff like that. So, but now they are really, really, really proud of me when they see me rise.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. It's a long way. As I've the thing that kept me going was that at the end of the day, I am working hard and I am bringing home clean money.
That's true.
Right? So, and that is how it goes.
That's true.
So women, yes, they are facing challenge. There's a lot, but I think sometimes we do lose rationality and we go into all sorts of nuisances, I would say. But you should stay.
Like in Pakistan, we see that the women who are coming from village areas are more likely to face such issues that their family will not allow to work them. And
Again, because Najaf, we need to understand that the support system has been there for centuries. Okay, whether it has been done by the culture, the hybrid culture that was there before the partition, or the culture that has been religiously stated to us throughout the generations. So parents, they do have this fear, and it is not easy to convince them, right? Yes. Even if I will have a daughter, I'm going to be a bit protective about her
because
that is how it is. But then as a society, there should be more awareness, whether it's men or women, they need to understand their roles. We have to develop each other, right? We don't need to backstab, or we don't need to pull each other down.
The working women who are working, so do you think that the vibe they get in that environment, like from their colleagues and from their boss, do matter when it comes to their mental health?
Yes, it
and
does.
Also managing if they're married or if they have a child, and also managing all of that?
Well, again, over here, male members of the family, they need to understand. They must support, right? You cannot give hell to a lady and then expect miracles coming out of it.
Yes.
Right? If for example, I was once there is this CEO of Ijaz Health Center. She's a close friend. I was sitting with her, Shumaila Ijaz, and a lady called. So the query was that her husband, so it was a totally an in-laws, etc., problem, and the husband is not understanding her.
Okay.
And she is working. She's working, like coming back home at 6, and then she's expected to do the household, all the chores, etc. And still the man wants to be satisfied, right? And I mean, men, they need to understand. Either they need to provide, or they need to give 100% support to these ladies who are harnessed with their name, right? So with the right thing, yes, the psychological pressure is going to be reduced. And as I believe that women are creators, they are innovators, so they can go a long way, other than being pushed on the side.
So according to your experience, so do you have any advice for such women who are doing jobs, and after the marriage, their husband asks for all of their salary or all of their hard work, and what advice do you have for those such women? What should
Maybe the
they
husband
do?
Maybe the husband needed more. You're giving charity. um, Again, women they need to address these issues in whatever level, and the men, they need to understand. If you are not paying a lady and you're asking for some time, it is all right till you are back on the track. But if it is constant, then I think it's more of a difficult relationship.
And how do you stay motivated and you focus on your career goals? And what are your future career goals?
Because future career, of course, I need to establish myself in academia. There is a lot of pressure from in Pakistan about publishing, etc. That needs to be done. I mean, that is a professional pressure. It's perfectly fine. It is there. That needs to be met. I keep, because you see, experiences, they do leave a mark, but then I don't need to bleed over it all the time.
What role has mentorship played in your career development?
Mentorship.
Mentorship.
Oh, loads.
And who was your biggest mentor? Your
Well,
father?
it was my father. It's my parents. Yeah. Even because having a larger than character of a parent, the other parent, sometimes it goes into the shadows. But then again, this is the same light that is spreading everywhere. So even the parent in the shadows, you need to. I have always seen my mother, like, okay, she has been overshadowed. But now when I'm living and I'm with her, and she was a professional person herself, so whatever advice she gives out of her experience, that is different. And all around me, in different pockets of the family, there are ladies, the elderly ladies who have been housewives throughout, and the sort of wisdom that they give, and I'm using the word wisdom, to their daughters or to their kids, that is from day to day life within our own society, right? How my mother gives me, it is because she was a professional lady herself.
Okay.
Professional advisors, plus with the domestic affairs, which is very important in Pakistan, it is more to do with methodology, the different methods that we can seek in order to ease domestic chores.
And talking in general, what type of social support do you think women should be required in Pakistan?
In Pakistan, the most important thing is that there should be policies, there should be rights, proper constitutional rights of women. Within the educational setup, of course, there are policies, the harassment policies that has been circulating in different institutions. I mean, it is quite phenomenal. It has given women some sort of, it has given them some sort of shelter. It has protected them. But on a societal level, yes, I keep on insisting that men, they need to be aware, they need to support, etc. And if the law comes in, law intervenes, which law says it does, but practicality, I don't see it much. Maybe I'm slightly blind. I don't see it. The policies and the constitutional laws, they need to be implemented. Because this is 21st century. Why should we sit in the shadows? Right?
Yes. So covering up real quick. So my last question from you is, for the women who are working right now, so can they manage work with their marriage life in a simple short answer?
Yes, definitely they can. They can. If not a full-time, a part-time. They must, because I think we all need to develop into a more balanced society. There has to be a work-home balance that we need to draw. And by organizing ourselves, there has to be, the time is not infinite. It is a very much a finite entity. So it needs to be managed properly.
And my last question from you is, for the women who are working and they are really professional in their field, so what advice they can do, or they can give advice, or they can do for someone who is just starting up?
They need to support the other person. By support over here, and I'm very sorry to put it like that, but sometimes in our society only money matters, right? Money, even people who have been slaves in all sort of abduction or slavery or sexual orientations, even money, them lot, they also have mafias, they have money, a lot of money involved. Money is not what matters. It is the help and support, because it helps, it goes a long way. So you are sowing path for other people, right? If whatever you are doing to a newbie today, she's going to do the same to another newbie tomorrow.
That's true.
So whatever you do today, it goes a long way. And at the time, anyways, people, they only remember the good that you have done. With the bad stuff, nobody remembers. And even if they do, you know how toxic it is,
Okay.
right? So one should be remembered in good words.
Okay. So it was great talking to you.
Thank you so much.
so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Najaf.
Thank you so much for your time.
Very sorry in case if I haven't drawn a line anywhere.
No, it
So,
was
yeah.
great talking to you. The experiences you have, it was mind blowing.
Thank you so much. But
Hope to see you again.
thank you.